I know, I've been MIA for a bit, but it's a good reason. I've been going full overhaul mode on Bloodbound, the game I dropped on Steam a year ago. We're talking about new graphics, cleaner animations, more game modes, and yep, mod support for custom levels. It's a lot. I'm trying to have it all ready by summer, but hey, I got a family and juggling dev work isn't always smooth. Luckily, I've got a solid dev team behind me and that helps big time. I've also been working on a new Discord community for devs like us. You got questions, need feedback, want a beta test or collab? That's what it's for. It's finally live and I love to have y'all in there. I'll be offering support tiers too, everything from general help to bug fixes or system builds. Link to my Discord in the description. Alright, let's talk about interfaces. What is an interface? Well, an interface is like a contract. It says, yo, if you use me, you gotta include these functions, but you define how they actually work. Why interfaces change my game? Well, it's cleaner and it's less spaghetti. Imagine your player interacts with a door, a chest, or a light. You don't want to cast every single class like cast a door, cast a chest, cast whatever. It just bugs down your code because it needs to load the actor. Not only that, it just looks messy. Instead, create an interactable interface and now your player can just say, hey, object, do you interact? And boom, it works if it's implemented. So you can say now bye-bye to casting hell. Less casting equals less mess and better performance. You keep things modular and abstract instead of hard-coded to specific classes. I've got traps in Bloodbound. They check, is this thing damageable? If yes, then apply damage. No casting, no guessing, just action. And it's multiplayer safe. Interfaces replicate cleanly across the network. That's a huge win for multiplayer logic. And also, it's cross-class communication. Say a UI widget needs to talk to your character, or a weapon wants to trigger a floating orb. You can use an interface without them ever needing to know each other. Super clean. One small beef I got. The only annoying thing is, you can't just right-click the interface function and go to its definition like you can with a normal casting function. So yeah, you gotta remember where you implement interact or whatever your function is called. Worst case, use find in blueprints and search it manually. If you got a better way to trace interfaces function calls, drop it in the comment. I'm always down to learn new tricks. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty UE5 interface tutorial. Let's actually build a mini interaction system using interfaces. Let's make a simple interaction system. Player presses a key, interacts with an object, door and chest, and then object responds without casting. So step by step, let's create the interface. First thing first, right click blueprint interface, call it BPI interactable. Add a function and call it interact. No inputs, no outputs for now. I deleted the default one. With these functions, you can add inputs and outputs, but for this tutorial, I won't add anything. Now let's create the blueprints. Now I'll add two actors. First, I'll add the door and call it BP underscore door. I just added a cube static mesh for the door. Very simple. I then created another actor and call it BP underscore chest. I added two cubes, one for the chest box and the other one for the lid. Please excuse my art, but for the sake of time, we will use our imagination. For both BP underscore door and BP chest, we will add the interfaces that we created earlier within each other. Open the blueprint and then go to class settings on the top and add the interface BP underscore interactable on the right. In the event graph, right click and add event interact. I was struggling with this one because I forgot to compile the BPI underscore interface file. So remember to compile all your blueprints to avoid the function not showing up. When I finally got the actors to call the function interact from the interface, I went to my player character and added a line trace by channel. On hit, use does implement interface node. Here's the logic and blueprint steps. Drag from input action interact key and add the line trace by channel. Set start to get actor location or camera location. And then at the end, set start, get controller rotation, get forward vector, and multiply it by a number of your choosing. Drag off return value and break hit results. From hit actor pin, drag out and use does implement interface node and select BPI interactable. Then add a branch, and if true, drag from hit actor and call the interact function. If the actor does not contain the interface, then this will fail. You can draw a debug line with the line trace by channel node. Check draw debug type for duration or persistence so you can see your shots in game. I won't explain the logic, so you just watch the video because I'm sure you have seen this a million times. When you left click, the interact function from the interface just works. For the events of these actors, all I did was simply create an output string. For the door, the message will say that the door has been opened. And for the chest, it would say that the chest has been opened. And to activate it, your character has to shoot the object, and the message will display it according to the object type. And there you have it. This is how you call functions using interfaces. As a bonus, you can add interaction type or interactors later on your advanced systems. This is the kind of module design that makes your game feel solid and flexible, especially for projects that scale like Bloodbound. Want to see this source blueprint example with source files? Join my Discord and unlock the vault. I got tutorials, videos, project files, and more to help you level up. Link to my Discord in the description below. And since we're on the topic of optimizing your code, check out the video I did on fixing game hitches and boosting performance. Just click on the video on the right. Until next time, keep building, sketch out.